So I've just pulled up in the Ogwen Valley. I have a big lake, would you call it a lake, a tarn, I'm not sure what you'd call it, called Lyn Ogwen to my right, and I've pulled up on the main road. There is a sign that says no parking, but there are thousands of cars here. I might be exaggerating, but there's a lot of cars here. I just walked up to the cafe bit up there, and there are just people everywhere. Granted, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been driving for 4.5, maybe 5 hours at a push. I'm surrounded by mountains. It's absolutely beautiful here. It's very windy, the sun's shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet because I've got a few days to play around with. But I'm here at I'm not sure how you pronounce it, so you'll have to excuse my terrible pronunciation of most things. I'm not sure if it's Garn or Garn, but I've heard people call it both. So that's where I am, and the plan was to hike up Garn and do a wild camp, but I'm not sure. I'm going to take all my gear and I'm going to head up there and see how I feel and see what ends up happening. I'm sure at some point over this weekend I'll end up doing a wild camp, or I can car camp. So I'm just, you know, not going to put myself under any pressure. I've got maps, I've got a few different routes in mind that I'm going to take, and I'm just going to get up there and see how I feel. So yeah, breezy. And we're off. Beautiful. So my car is round about there somewhere. So yeah, right at the edge of that big lake. And I've come up past this one, and I'm heading up here. So it's been relatively flat until now. I think I'm hitting the incline. It's hard going with the backpack. I'm having to really watch my step in, and with the wind as well, it doesn't help, but enjoying it. I mean, beautiful day and amazing views. So it's pretty steep now and very windy. Hey guys, I'm just taking a breather. I've got to be honest, carrying this thing up this mountain, it's not easy. It's been a real challenge, and I don't even feel like I've come that far yet. I'll show you the view. But this climb here, it's been quite steep, and I think I'd be all right if it wasn't so windy, but I feel like I'm going to lose my balance and get knocked off my feet. I also don't see many options for pitching a tent, so it might be a case of just getting to the top and then heading back to the car, or turning round. I think it's about 3:30, so I'm going to give myself till 5 o'clock, maybe 4:30. Give myself till 4:30 to find a spot to pitch, and if I haven't found one, I'm going to head back down to the car and just sleep there. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. Caught my breath a bit now, so back up. Hey guys, so the closer I'm getting to the top, the more windy it's getting, and I just nearly got blown over. So I think I'm going to head back down. I just feel like it's too risky. I'm here on my own. The closer I get to the top, the less people there are around. I don't even know if you can hear this because it's so windy. I do feel like I failed a bit. Back down I go. Well, heading down, and I seem to have found a little spot. Thought I'd failed, and I still may have. Just here, little patch here. It's fairly flat. I think there's enough room, but check out the view. Not bad, eh? But the only thing I'm worried about is how windy it is. We're having a lull at the moment, but when I first got here, the wind was like quite fierce, and it was coming from, like, it would be battering my tent, basically, the direction it's coming from. So I'm not sure. I might just sit here and have a little think about it. Here I am, back at the car. Feeling a bit pathetic and like I've really failed myself, and all I really want to do right now is just go home. So I drove 4.5–5 hours to spend 2 or 3 hours up in the mountain to get spooked and then want to go home. There's more to it than that, and I feel like I owe you all a bit of an explanation, really. It's not something that I've spoken about before, but the reason I started doing all of this, my mum died in September, and to help me deal with my grief and process what was happening, I started going outdoors more, going on walks and venturing into the mountains, and then that opened up the rabbit hole into wild camping and everything else, and so on and so forth. And every other time I've gone out, it's always made me feel better, but it didn't today, and that's the first time that's happened. So it is good for the soul. I don't know if I'm coming down with something, or I don't know, but today that isn't where I wanted to be. I mean, I was sitting on the side of a mountain looking at beautiful views. I mean, but I didn't want to be there, and I feel really bad and guilty saying that, but it's true. I kind of got there and then was like, right, okay, what now? Anyway, I'm waffling. So yeah, today I didn't get out of it what I was hoping. I feel like I've let myself down, and I know I should stay and I should sleep on it and see how I feel tomorrow, but right now I just want to go home. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and I can kick myself tomorrow, but if I feel like getting up and going out and doing something tomorrow, then I can do something local. So yeah, if you've watched it, I'm really sorry. What a disappointing video. So I wasn't going to post this video because there's not much to it really. I didn't achieve what I set out to, and also because I was a bit embarrassed. As you can see, I get quite emotional in the video, and as I explained at the end, there is more going on there. I am grieving at the moment, and I think it all hit me on that day, and for that reason I wasn't going to post it, but I've had some time to reflect, and this channel isn't about wild camping or hiking or bushcraft, although those are the things I really enjoy doing and what I'm throwing myself into to help me get through this period. I'm I'm not experienced. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, and it's just me sharing my journey with you. And that includes the lows as well as the highs. And unfortunately, that day was a bit of a low for me. I learned a lot from it, in spite of the fact I didn't achieve much. And because of those reasons, I decided to post the video. So if it's not to your taste or your liking, for that I do apologise, but I've got to keep it real and be true to myself. And that was part of my journey, and that was a emotional day for me. I seem to be having a lot of them at the moment. 7 months in, and it's hard. Losing a parent is hard. So to help to express how I felt on that day, I've written a little poem, and I'm going to share that with you now. I am by no means a poet. I don't actually even write poetry very often, but this is just what came to me on the days that followed, and it has helped me to express and understand what happened on that day, and how I was feeling and why I was so emotional. So here goes. I stood on the side of the mountain and cried. I stood there and cried, but I didn't know why. Now there's always a reason, so I needed to try and find out what was causing this turmoil inside. I cried because I was surrounded by beauty and felt guilty for not appreciating this rare opportunity. An opportunity that I'd wanted and craved for so long. But up there I felt like I didn't belong. I cried because I'd failed and because I felt lost, like I was just filling in time and lacking in purpose. I cried because I felt that I'd let myself down. But now I realise I was just trying not to drown. When I look deeper, the answers are all there. It was the weight of my grief that had become too much to bear. I was holding the pain in my body and back, and I thought that the pain was because of the weight in my backpack. I thought it was because of the steep, treacherous climb, and I thought it was physical, but it was all in my mind. Pain manifests in mysterious ways. It was held in my body and had caused a delay of emotion that was no longer at bay, and it burst through my body on the side of the mountain that day. I cried because I needed to, and because I've held back the tears, not wanting to burden or admit any of my fears. The last thing I want is to come across as weak. I'm a tower of strength, and that's what everyone thinks. What everyone thinks, it just shouldn't matter. But we all focus far too much on the latter. Throughout my life, I've stood tall and been strong. But this time is different. It all just feels wrong. Now, this time wasn't wasted. It was gifted to me, and it was a chance to learn and a chance to see that this moment in time is just that. It's a moment. So live in the now, embrace it and own it. This is the healthiest way to find peace. So allow the emotions and let the sadness release.